DeepSeek R1, a tiny side project from a Chinese startup, has turned the whole tech world upside down in the last few days with its new open source AI model. And it turned out to be so innovative that the US tech companies lost more than $1 trillion of their market value on the very first day of its release, with nvidia alone losing $600 billion, and created so much hype that it quickly became the most downloaded app on both iOS and Android App Store. What makes it even more impressive is that it was developed with a budget of only $6 million, compared to the hundreds of millions typically spent on such AI systems. But what exactly is DeepSeek R1? Is it better than ChatGPT, or is it only just hype? And what does its success mean for the future of AI industry? Let's find out in this video. Founded in May 2023 by Lian Wenfeng, a fund manager at a Chinese hedge fund company, DeepSeek began as an experimental project. Since the core business of his company included AI-driven financial analysis, his work naturally aligned with AI model development. This allowed Wenfeng to collect a few unused GPUs and start this project as a hobby, which eventually resulted in the release of their R1 model last week. One of the biggest reasons behind the hype around the DeepSeek R1 is that it does not rely on the supervised fine-tuning method of learning, which most of the AI models like ChatGPT and Gemini use, but instead it uses a reinforced learning method. Now, how are these two methods different? Well, the supervised fine-tuning method requires a continuous human supervision and a large amount of labeled dataset to completely train a language learning model. For example, an image generator is required to be fed thousands if not millions of pictures of a bridge before it understands what a bridge looks like and accurately generate an image of a bridge when given a prompt, which is also why the CAPTCHA asks you to select the picture of bridges to prove you are a human. On the other hand, a reinforced learning method does not require human intervention or labeled dataset and therefore is very cost effective. The model learns from its own mistakes using a trial and error method based on positive, neutral, and negative feedback. A good example of this method is how you learn to ride a bike in your childhood. You fall multiple times, adjusting the balance each time and gradually increasing your control over bike until you eventually learn to ride the bike properly. Using this cost-effective reinforced learning method enabled DeepSeek to train its AI model in just $6 million. While the OpenAI had to spend around $100 million for its ChatGPT and Google spent around $200 million for its Gemini. But despite using only a fraction of their budget, DeepSeek R1 matches the performance of its rivals and even surpasses them in some of the important benchmarks. But these are not the only advantages DeepSeek R1 has. It is free to use, open source, and easier to run on lower-end devices. DeepSeek has found a lot of success in such a short time. However, they have also had a fair share of controversies, as some of the users have allegedly claimed that DeepSeek R1 applies censorship and bias in its responses, especially the politically sensitive topics. OpenAI has also accused DeepSeek for stealing their technology to train their R1 model. Some people also believe that there are geopolitical motives behind its release, as it was released on the same day as Donald Trump's presidential inauguration, making it an icing on the cake moment for them, considering they managed to develop DeepSeek using older GPUs despite the sanctions imposed by the US government on export of high-end GPUs and AI chips to China. Regardless of all the conspiracies and allegations, one thing is for sure: with DeepSeek's emergence, the monopoly of USA in the AI industry has ended, and this newfound competition might result in an even more accelerated development in the AI industry. Just like the launch of Sputnik 1 in 1957 resulted in the intensifying of the space race. Now, what are your thoughts on DeepSeek R1? Do you think it will be able to replicate its success in the future also? Let us know in the comment section below. Hope you found this video helpful. Give us a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Till then, keep exploring and stay curious.